Morning. Welcome to Whole View Farm. You can probably hear I got my chainsaw running. Just thought I'd take a quick video and show you what's going on out here. I'm back here. Let me flip my camera around. Yeah, so there's the barn. All the animals are up there. We had a big winds yesterday. And a pretty good sized pine tree come down. It's actually on our neighbor's property. He's got a little cabin. Little seasonal cabin. He comes to visit, and pretty good sized pine branch snapped off up there and fell down right on the fence line. And I wouldn't be too worried about it. I haven't fixed this fence up yet. This is what we're dealing with. But this old high tensile here, an old barbed wire, and all this is going to get pulled. You can see my stack of posts there. I'm going to pull all this old stuff out. I've been working for the last couple of years of getting all the brush cleaned out of here, brush and trees and everything. This is going to be the year. We're going to get this west fence line repaired and restrung. I still got to pull all this old barbed wire and T-posts out, and I'm going to try to reuse some of this high tensile. The wire is good, but the posts are mostly shot. So anyhow, what I wanted to talk about was this pine branch. This is a white pine. Sure, it's a pain in the butt. Fell right on the fence and needs to get cleaned up. And normally I wouldn't be out here doing it right away, but hey, it's March. I'm feeding hay. And I got a whole herd of goats that are going to eat these needles down. This is like free food that just fell on the ground. All I got to do is come out here and clean it up. So I'm going to haul back branches, throw them to the goats. They're going to eat them down, and life's going to be good. And I'm going to try something new here. I'm going to try pausing my video. I used to put a lot more work into my video production, but my phone cord doesn't work. I can use my inductive charger, but I can't plug it in to download the files, and there's no SD card. So I'm just like, the data's stuck. I can either, there's no good way to get it off in decent quality. So I just don't bother editing anymore, which has been fine because I don't really have time to be a video editor. But I'm going to try pausing the video and see if I can restart it over by the goats. And if that works, maybe you'll get a little more full-fledged videos here in my limited time and capacity. But we'll see how it goes. I'm going to finish cutting this up, load up a trailer, and then I'll try to restart the video over by the goats. We'll see how that works out. Alright, here we go. Alright, that didn't work at all. My video pause, somehow maybe there's a time limit or something, how long you can pause. But anyway, I finished cutting up the branches, got a trailer load of branches. Got some hungry goats. You can see the branch I gave them earlier. They actually stripped some of the bark off, so they really like this branchy material. Pine needles, good source of vitamin C for them. We got a lot of pregnant ladies in here, I sure hope. And yeah, I brought them some extra hay bales this morning. We've got some nasty weather coming in tonight and tomorrow. So I actually gave them more hay than I normally do, and I stacked it up against the northern winds there, so they'd have something to get behind. Some bedding back there behind it. And yeah, should be pretty quick. We're supposed to get maybe 8 or 12 inches of snow tomorrow with 60-mile-an-hour winds. So with goats, they can be cold, they can be wet, or they can stand up against the wind, but they can't do all three. You got to pick two of those three. So if it's cold and wet, giving them a windbreak can really help when they're out living on the land like we do. So anyhow, let's get a glove on so I don't get covered in pine sap here. Oops. All right, I'm gonna set you down for a second. Sorry. Apparently I can't pause here and I can't edit, so you get my terrible videography. And we will see what these goats do to these pine branches. Here they come. And I'll take, once they strip all the leaves off, I'll just pile all these branches up. And one of these days when I got a big enough pile, I'll rent a chipper and we'll turn this into some nice wood chips. And that's a really, important permaculture principle, is trying to turn your waste streams into inputs. So, for a lot of people, a big pine branch on the ground would be a waste stream. For us, that's goat food. And then once they strip the food off it and we're left with these branches, well, you could burn them, or you could chip them. You could turn them into wood chips, which are one of the most valuable resources on any farm, I think. You got, it's a good source of carbon. You can use them for animal bedding, for mulching trees, for, if you have enough carbon, your farm doesn't smell. Like Joel Salatin calls it his carbonaceous diaper, right? Getting enough high carbon materials, which, if you don't know, things that are high in carbon tend to turn brown. They tend to burn. There tend to be things you wouldn't want to eat, like wood chips or dried grass and hay, or dried leaves. Those are all very high carbon sources, where things that are high in nitrogen tend to smell, tend to be sloppy. Those are things like your, manure, green leafy vegetable matter, things like that are all going to be a lot higher in nitrogen. I mean, everything's going to have some nitrogen and some carbon, but when you're composting, when you're breaking things down, you got to get those ratios right. You got to have enough carbon to counteract the nitrogen, and that helps things not to stink and to be a pleasant, nice environment. And of course, oxygen's a big factor in that too, having an aerobic breakdown versus a stinky anaerobic breakdown. So there you go. That's today's science lesson. We're out here turning waste streams into meat and locking carbon in the ground where it's supposed to be, and all that good stuff. So anyhow, I'll see if I can stitch these videos. It might be 2 short videos. If I can find a way to stitch them together, I'll do that for you. Anyhow, thanks for watching. We're out here getting through March, one of the hardest times of the year, honestly. It's that spring transition when you get into mud season. The weather turns wet, and that's the hardest on the animals, with this back and forth. We had 70 degrees the other day, and it's going to be 0 this weekend. So, well, welcome to Wisconsin. If you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. All right, thanks for watching. Have a great day.